Attention all epic gamers, this podcast contains spoilers for The Last of Us and Red Dead Redemption series, and this episode is marked as explicit, so don't let your parents hear this. Your discretion, yada yada, on to the episode.
Hello and welcome to the UnProfessionalism podcast. This is episode with Ben.
It's 17. It's 17.
This is episode.
17.
This is episode.
We have our founders.
Just keep all of this. It's too good to not
And-
use.
We have our founders and our guest. Introduce yourself. I'm Colin. by the way.
Hi, I'm Aris. I'm today's guest. I've been a friend of the podcast for a little while now. I'm very excited to be here. Very thankful for this opportunity. Thank you, gents. Appreciate that.
What is this?
Well,
Make show?
yes,
Why are you so
that's me.
formal?
I'm Ben because I'm the one without a sock. Yes, why? Why the sock? It does not do anything.
I'm Brock. I'm talking
Hey,
off axis.
it's a pop.
Yeah, and you have a
filter,
proper
okay? It
mic
is
stand
not a
right there with
sock.
a proper microphone right
It's
next
just-
to
No, I don't. Shh, you didn't see that.
It's
I
the
would use it.
Unprofessionalism podcast. It's in
This is
good
true.
taste.
I am keeping the spirit of this podcast alive, okay?
Okay.
I am the heart and soul.
Unprofessionalism, that's me. I am unprofessional.
I wish this mug had the logo on it.
We could make mugs.
We should
could.
make
Ooh,
mugs.
With
could make mugs.
Teespring,
And sell
use
them.
code unprofessionalism for 10% off your first order.
Is that a
That's
thing?
a lie.
JK, we
You
don't
can make
have
them,
any
like, pretty easily.
sponsorships.
Yeah. Can we get a Ace High sponsor, please? Please sponsor us
Yeah,
for
we
hair
You
products.
stan
Thank
Ace
you.
High. Yeah, because
I
you were
do
on their
stand
Instagram.
Ace High. Ace High, great company, twice. Great company, great people. I've reached out to them
That's
before.
amazing.
Yeah, we've had some conversations, you know.
Yeah, you know.
PC in the room.
Okay.
Colin?
Oh, you're starting.
We're starting this already?
All right, just go
What?
in the middle
What are
of
you
the list
talking
then,
about?
all
All
right?
right,
What do you
Colin
mean?
is currently a
Oh,
basement dweller.
did you want me to start from the beginning?
Or we can use it when we
Alright.
need to.
Okay, fair. Okay, fine.
'Cause this
Go
is
ahead. Someone-
unscripted,
let's start.
uncut. It's
Okay.
unscripted,
Yeah, except we do have
uncut.
somewhat of a script. Not really script.
Oh, it was
It's
totally
not a
script.
scripted.
It's
totally
like a
scripted. We just read
guide.
the
Yeah,
It's
episode
an
number.
outline.
But that's, I don't know. Whatever. What's it like to start out streaming on Twitch?
Well, that's for you.
I feel like, yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like this is
No.
my thing to answer. Shit, man, it's exciting.
Mm.
I don't know. It's super exciting. Like Twitch's guidelines suck. They suck.
Yeah.
but
Got
I didn't say that. But essentially, like, I don't know. It's super exciting. Even if you get, like, you know, little viewers while you're live. You know, I have the thing where my stream basically gets saved and uploaded to my Twitch after, and just watching the views pile up on that is like super. I don't know. You just feel super good. You're like, whoa, like people care. People are enjoying the content, which to me is just, I don't know. It's special. Like when you do something and you're like, oh my god, this is people enjoy this, like something I did. It's like a super good feeling. And I don't know, I'm really enjoying streaming. I haven't streamed in like a week because I've been busy, but
I mean, I
need
felt
to.
that.
Really badly, I need to, because
You're
that
fiending.
schedule, I'm fiending. The schedule and consistency of streaming is like super important. But I don't know what to play because I don't feel like playing Tarkov alone because I jump like a little girl. It's so true.
You sound like a war veteran
yeah.
playing Tarkov. Like whenever you talk about it, you're just like, "Oh, the Great War."
The Great War, the Tarkov. I've seen some things, boy.
I mean, I kind of understand what you're saying about like stuff
It's
that
okay,
people
boy.
enjoy
Oh,
because
no.
like
What?
what? I'm quiet.
No, I am.
Oh, of course. But like when we started the podcast, when I heard that people like listen to it like in the car ride to like church or like to work, I was like, "Damn, really? It's just a Discord call, bro."
Yeah.
But it's
I
much
mean,
more than that because it's
yeah,
the
but,
boys,
like,
you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you know, we have good conversation that flows, which is important, you know, for these types of conversations that we have. But again, that like that's a good feeling. And I'm obviously gonna plug, you know, this podcast and everything, and just because like it's super awesome just to be like, yo, like that's dope. Like I'm a part of that. Like how do you feel, like, you know, there's like some of like the greats in whatever their field is, right? Like Dr. Dre. I was thinking about this because, you know, he had that brain aneurysm.
Prayers
And,
up.
I hope, you know, prayers up for sure. Prayers for him. But it's kind of like, how do you think he feels to be like at the top and be able to look down and be like, all this, I inspired all of it. Like, that must be the most powerful feeling in the world. You know what I mean?
I think because he loves what he does so much, that's just an added bonus. Like if you listen to like Kevin Hart talking about it, comedy is his passion. Everything that comes from that, like success and fame, that's just like a healthy bonus.
Yeah. It's just, no, I agree. I mean, it's just super dope. Like, I just think it's super cool to be like, I've made this thing to spread positivity or make people happy. Excuse me. And they're just enjoying it, you know? I think it's super dope. That's all I'm saying.
Someone else talk. I'm drinking tea.
Okay.
Yeah, please. Ben?
Yes.
Ben, how do you
Yeah.
Oh, so how do you feel about the podcast? Like, you know,
I mean,
like I don't know. I mean, I'm sure you've addressed it before, but like tell me like the journey, like the idea, the inception, everything if you haven't
The
already
journey?
talked about
It's
it in
nothing
depth.
that
the
big.
journey, it was a jest, just like podcast right now, and then I was just like podcast right now, and now we're here.
He's not lying.
Yeah, pretty
I
much.
don't know.
So is that exactly how it happened?
Well, no, it was me.
Okay,
it was
okay.
me,
It started in 2017
Oh, yeah.
when Ajesh was
No.
like, "Get Discord. We're making a podcast."
Okay, see, that's a 4-year like because it's 2021.
Yeah.
I knew there was more to that story than it's still a
Yeah,
podcast,
and then-
bro.
And then 3 years later, in the summer of 2020, spring of 2020, Ajesh was
July.
like, "We should make a podcast," and I was like, "Okay."
We
And now I'm here. I'm the editing
podcast.
slave, and I'm here.
You
Editing
volunteered.
slave.
Well, you chose to be.
We
No,
made
no,
it.
no. It was great because I was just talking to Ajesh one day on Discord, and he was like, "I'm recording this," and then Ben joined and ruined everything. But then we just
Yeah,
talked.
yeah. That's exactly what it was.
It was
I
like
playing
2 a.m.
Twilight
and I was
Princess.
like, "Hey guys, why aren't you sleeping?" You're just like, "We're having good conversation."
Yeah. It was like
Yeah,
an
we were
interview.
recording
it. Was weird.
it. No, it was
So
sick. I was talking about everything.
That's what
Talking
makes
about
it
everything.
great, you know? Where it's just like, this is just, I don't know. This is
It
just
just
how it
happened.
flows, how it goes, you know? I mean, things that happen like that. Like when I was planning on starting, you know, my podcast, which I haven't gotten around to, oops. But
Saying that for a
like,
year.
yeah, I know. And we planned it in 2019 and we posted something about it in the meme page. We were like, something big is coming 2020. And then nothing ever happened, which sucks. I mean, I am going to do it.
Well,
at
you were
some
kinda
point,
right.
You know what I mean?
You were
Yeah, I
kinda right.
guess.
Something big
streaming,
did happen.
you know, but yeah, something big did happen. A global pandemic
Yeah.
swept the world. But it was like, I remember like specifically when Keith was like, "We need a name for this," and I'm like, "All right," and I'm just kind of spitballing, and then it was like biblical because I'm like, it's a stupid name that I just made up," and he's like, "No, just say it," and I'm like, "No, it's dumb," and he's like, "Dude, come on, like anything, like any idea is an idea." I'm like, "All right," so I just go, "The Common Man's Delight." And he's sweeping at work. We're at work. He's sweeping, and he just drops the broom, and he goes, "That's it." He goes, "That is a great name," and I felt so good. I felt this like rush of like happiness come over me, and I was like, "That is a good name," you know, like real Western, like opening everything. I could still see it in my head, and you know, I need to get around to making it, obviously, but just like in my mind, I was like, "That's exactly it." And then he came up with the name for like the Friday or Saturday night podcast where it's just Good Time Central, where it's just like super unprofessional, super like off the dome, anything that happens. And I'm like, "Well, what would you call that? Like the special, like the crazy?" And he goes, "Hotline 666." And I was like just laughing because I thought it was funny. He's like, "We're gonna have like heavy like 80s like kind of like synth wavy, like just blaring in and stuff." And I was like, "That is awesome," you know what I mean? But yeah, when those ideas just come naturally, like when they just flow, it feels great. You know what I mean?
Ben, how did we come
wow,
up with
we
this
got-
name?
What?
Did I just say it? I can't remember
What?
how we
This
came up
name?
with this name. Yeah.
Who
Yeah, you
did?
saw the professional amateurs, and you were like, "Wow, I can do that better."
Okay.
By
Yeah.
being
pretty true.
unprofessional.
Yeah. That's
By
what.
being just totally unprofessional. Which I mean, I'll put it to you this way: you guys are doing better than other people. You know what I mean? Like this has a more solid like consistency and setup than other things do. You know what I mean? Like some people don't have kind of the ability and resources to work with what you guys have here. And like, you know what I mean? Everyone starts somewhere, and like this could really go somewhere, and it's super exciting to see that for you guys. You know, you guys are my fucking, oops, you guys are like my absolute boys. You know what I mean? Like, so I love to see you guys succeed, and I love to see this. Like, this is super exciting, especially for me to be on here, even if we are like, you know, even if you guys are starting small, like it's super exciting for me to be on here, because one day like this could be really big. I'd be like, yo, like I was on episode like 17 of that. You know what I mean? Like, and just be like, that's so cool. But yeah, I don't know. I think podcasts are cool. Just like an easy thing to just chill out and be like, oh, I want to go to sleep, or like I'm driving and I don't really feel like listening to music. I just want to hear people having good conversation. Like, you just plug this in.
Yeah.
It's just how it is.
I think part of that is people who don't want to learn, because even though like Jesh's microphone, wow, it's so bad.
Wow.
No, okay, no, but I learned, I did the research. I'm able to process his microphone to remove some of the background noise and make it sound a little bit better. Some people, they just they can just go into a Zoom call, press record on it, and upload it in like 360p and call that a podcast. You know? It's They put effort into it.
This is gonna hurt
at least
our
production
ears,
quality
Josh, by
wise.
the way. When you do this, it's just gonna scratch the mic and be
Ben,
really
make
painful.
note. I mean, because like we mentioned this before on how unprofessional my setup is.
And I gave you a microphone. It's right there.
But the interface is shit.
I know it like doesn't work.
Okay, but now you guys can finally see what it looks like. Also, I apologize for my baby faceness, because usually I have something going on. If I look, you know, completely out of it, or like a kindergartner who lost his mother, then you know why. The Pokemon trick does not help.
Josh, it's flipped now. Like, I look like a homeless person. Like, I haven't shaved in a week and a half. I haven't brushed my hair. I haven't gotten a haircut in like 5 months.
So as we were saying,
Unscripted.
Cut that. Hey, cut that.
Unscripted.
you should cut your hair. You should cut your hair.
We're just gonna have. Can we just have like? I'll just say commercial break over that, and I'll be like, doo 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 doo, and just play elevator music, and I'll just talk about something.
Okay,
random.
and
I can do a
welcome
voiceover
back.
Yeah,
after.
just do a voiceover. Just
Yeah, I'll just do a voiceover. I'll be like, Manscaped. I'll do
we'll
a
be back
Manscaped
after
ad.
these messages.
I
Short
was thinking about
commercial
buying
break.
it. I was thinking about
We gotta
getting
have like a
Manscaped.
commercial
Why?
sound in the
You
background
don't need it. You don't.
while his sister walks in.
No, because my balls are sweaty. This is the explicit episode.
Jesus.
Who cares?
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah.
I have
okay.
Manscaped ball conditioner over there, or ball deodorant, and crop preserver.
Those
Oh.
fantastic names, by the way.
I like
Oh,
the
yeah.
crop preserver name.
Lawnmower, the plow. Man, I love it. I haven't shaved in a week. You can't really tell because of like lighting and stuff. I need to shave again. I don't think I'm gonna grow another beard. Like, I think it's cool, but I might let it grow out for another week and then I'll shave it. I don't know.
Okay,
Beard was
again.
cool, but it started to get itchy with the mask. Thanks, COVID.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
I'm
think if
starting
there
to
was
feel
no
that
mask, I
too.
probably would have kept it. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but it's okay. What is new and exciting? I'm trying to think.
The new strand of COVID?
Vaccines.
Your
The
haircut.
2021 Honda Accord.
Thank you. Vaccines are rolling out. Do we think we'll see the end of the COVID era soon?
At this rate, hopefully we will probably get it around September. That's what I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a long
I think it's
time.
September. Well, it's with
For us.
the actual deal with between the federal government and the private companies. I believe, wasn't the United States supposed to buy 100 million of Pfizer's alone by March? 100 million doses.
That sounds familiar. We are not a professional podcast, so what we could be saying is wrong.
Yeah, we could have done our
Probably is.
research beforehand.
But why would we
And
do
we-
that?
yeah,
It's
we could-
professional.
But this was unplanned. So,
Yeah, and besides, it's the government we're talking about, so it's going to be there's going to be delays anyway.
yeah, I mean, I
Amen.
don't have to research the fact that it's going to get messed up to some degree.
I mean,
I
there already
just
are
want-
delays. There already are delays with
I just
the actual
want
distribution.
this summer to actually be like a summer, you know?
Yeah, but
'cause
yeah.
it was kind of like, I don't know. This summer didn't feel like summer, and that kind of sucks. You know what I mean?
Things
Like,
started
it,
opening up during the summer.
Yeah,
you know?
but like it's just for me, it's just the very premise of like I was looking around and seeing everybody wearing masks. And I'm like, this just doesn't
Yeah.
feel right, you know. And we got to do what we got to do as a country, but it just didn't really feel right that was happening. It just didn't seem right to me. It seemed off, and I was like, I really hate just this, like the state that the world is in. You know what I mean?
It was
Yeah.
weird.
Blows.
I mean, going to a beach with masks and stuff was weird. But then as soon as you got to the beach, some people just didn't care. I didn't care.
Oh yeah, no,
Not gonna
no one
lie.
had them
Yeah.
on when I went there. Like nobody had a mask on. Nobody was like at all distance. The restaurants were completely full. Like no one cared. At least where I went,
It's
but that was
so
a while ago.
strange. I was in a Red Robin the other night, and there
Yum.
was a sign. Yeah, there was a sign like next to the table that said like, "When your waiter approaches, put your mask on." And then like once he leaves again, you can take it off. Like you wear the mask, you get to the table, you take it off, right?
Yeah.
Red Robin was like, when he comes over to your table, put your mask back on. Nobody was following that rule.
No, you
Okay.
gotta put your mask on in between bites.
Oh
hate
yeah,
that.
of course.
Yeah,
Governor
you
Newsom.
pull the mask down, you go,
Newsom?
and then you just slide it back up,
Oh,
and
what's his name?
chew
Yeah,
with it
you-
on.
I hate how
sucks.
hypocritical it is because, like, you can't get COVID while you're eating brunch with your homies,
Yeah, but
Clearly,
you
that's
can
just not
if
how it works.
you, Like, I don't know, man. It's just
Walk in the door.
Oh.
Even from the beginning, I had this one person who said to me like, "The murderer's already in the house. What are you gonna do? Lock the door?" And I was like, "Huh. He's got a point, you know." I don't know. The lockdowns were like one thing, which I think the lockdown is gonna affect our generation for decades. You know what I mean?
Economically,
Like, to
socially,
me, that's
like
just crazy.
emotionally. Like, how so? Like, what part of it?
All of the above.
I mean, as a society, we're already kind of like all shut-ins going on TikTok.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying, but
Yeah,
there's a
that's true.
lot of kids who have developed like real problems as a result of lockdowns. Like there's kids who were just like young people's suicide rates, like young people are dying from suicide more than COVID, and like suicide rates are jumping, which I had predicted because I was like this is probably going to happen. Like you're going to see alcoholism go up. Like
Yeah.
alcoholism rates for sure, things like that, like addiction. It's just like crazy because they were like, yeah, we need to blah blah blah, like this and that. But it was like, man, our generation is so screwed from that.
Yeah.
Like, gonna be so screwed,
mean-
mentally, emotionally, everything.
Ben, go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna say like whatever structure they had in their life to begin with, just isn't there anymore. You know?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because when like, and I felt this too when lockdown was like really in full swing, like curfew, this and that. Like, I just felt purposeless, which sucks. And humans can't feel purposeless. Like, cause that's dangerous. That's how people get like depressed. Like, being like, oh, I have no purpose. Like, there's nothing to do. Like, I just feel like I'm just kind of going through the motions. Like, and it sucks. And then like you're like, oh, I'm going through the motions. You said it for like a week, and then it just drags on for months, and just like you're like, where did time go? Like, what happened? I don't even like. Baffled. You're just
know what fixed that?
baffled.
You know what fixes that? Religion.
What? Agreed. No, agreed.
But it is because that helped
Well, to an
the United
extent, yeah.
States, like in its like rise, like up between like times of the Revolution up until like the Civil War. I mean, the whole abolishment of slavery, like stuff like that. Religion
Yeah,
played.
it's not like you
a huge
need
part in
religion
the
to have
foundation.
structure. But, yeah.
No, but it's
Yeah.
good for
Yeah,
society.
Yeah, it's good. It is good though.
However,
if go ahead.
I just wanted to mention something. In California, I think in July, the suicide rates were higher than the mortality rate of COVID-19 at one
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
That's
which is
crazy. Especially in a place like California where you're so used to it being warm all the time, you can go out, you can do anything, anytime you want, Such a rapid change, completely on the opposite side of spectrum of the way you normally live your life. Like, that's a change that a human can't undergo. It's kind of similar to like how, like, a lot of veterans in Vietnam struggled with PTSD because it's like they went from this high intensity combat situation and so quickly came back to the United States, and it was like going from one extreme, like one end of like the spectrum, all the way across to the other.
Well, and it also like is probably a burden because like people think Vietnam and Korea were like pointless. Nothing
Yeah,
came out
and
of
so
it.
like you come back, from this crazy situation. I think like jungle warfare is like one of the scariest types. You got guerrilla warfare is so frightening because you're on their turf. You got like punji pits and stuff, like scary stuff. And they come back from all that. They leave all that behind. There's such a lack of intensity in their lives now and all they hear is like the whole society of the country just beating on them for it, being like, you're fighting a pointless war, this and that, and it's like so much to handle. And now how many of them had PTSD, and it's a real shame, but like that's almost like on a more muted level, like what we probably saw in California in July. You know what I mean? It's just such a change.
I got a question.
What,
You look like
me?
a dog that just saw a squirrel.
What?
Okay.
Oh,
He said,
what? What's the question?
Do you think that like the validity of graduates from college entering the work field because of they graduated during like COVID-19, if it continues on, do you think that age group, because like I know your brothers are part of that age group, like do you think that age group will lose their jobs very quickly? Do you think because of the situation that they're in, people are paying money for college, but then it's going to be useless? Do you think like it should be hot, like the lockdown should go down to avoid further economic downfall later on? Do you have any opinions on that? I know Aris says.
I mean, I do. I think that if the lockdowns persist for much longer, they're gonna hurt us more in the long run than COVID will if we loosen them enough that businesses can at least operate. Because it's not fair to take away someone's right to like run their business. Because if not, they're just gonna suffer and close, and that's already happening all over the place.
And,
So I'd say, yeah, loosen it. And also, people need education so they can get jobs, and we're not all just screwed.
But if
the
you,
number
if
was
they get,
I
sorry,
saw this a while ago. It was like 1/6 of small businesses closed down in the United States. Something
Yeah.
like really high like that.
That's so scary. That's ridiculous. That's like way too many. I mean,
yeah,
We're fortunate enough around here to have jobs,
yeah.
have
I
options.
mean, I think we all, we all are blessed to be able to do that. When I went to New York City, it was like crazy because, I've been there like in just the heat of it, like, you can't even walk in Times Square, like all these things. It's like
Hustle
kind
and
of like
bustle.
beautiful chaos. It's strange. But then when I went there, just nothing. Like the city was
Yeah.
like dark. The city that never sleeps was rocked. Like out, like they just got home from having way too much alcohol and just crashed. And it was crazy to see that. I was like, what the hell happened here? I was so confused. I mean, it just was so bleak and so like dark that I was like, this is not the same place. Like, there was literally like 50 people in Times Square. Like I could have stood in the street for 10 minutes straight if I wanted to. This was the only time we actually drove in New York City. Usually we take the train, but we drove in it, like
Yeah.
with no problem, like
Even cars, really? I would assume like
nothing.
really.
Dude. Like you could literally blow every red light for like 3 blocks and you wouldn't even have to look left or right. There would have just been nothing.
You want
Like,
to tell
it
us why
was-
you went to New York?
Yeah, I was just about to say that. We mentioned it
Well-
last episode.
We got bored. Well, so it's like we were like, let's go to New York. Okay, my friends
what
were like, let's
reason?
go to New York. And I'll tell you in a second. My friends like, let's go to New York.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? And I went up and saw them. They were at work. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, we're going to go to New York City. I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, I kind of want to come. I was like, I have class at like 7 in the morning. It was a weekday, by the way. And they're like, dude, just come on. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go home and charge my phone and stuff. And you guys come pick me up. And then we just went up there, got pizza, drove around New York for another like hour, came back home. Very worth it.
Yeah.
We went to the pizza place from Spider-Man. It literally says on the wall, "You've seen us in Spider-Man," and I was like, "Pizza time."
Did you play the song in the game?
The Italian pizzeria music. That pizza was pretty solid. Not the best, but pretty solid. Pretty solid slice of New York pizza.
Is it fit for
Um,
Spider-Man though? Would you say that?
Yes.
Okay.
Like it's like very, I don't even know how to explain. It's very
New York
Spider-Man pizza.
is very New York.
It is. It's very like Italian, like New York. Probably a mafia front,
Ah,
but I don't want to overstep that because they might come for me. But yeah, no, New York, going up there was very worth it, I would say. And my friend loves driving, so he didn't really care. We stopped at the same rest stop that we did on the like one of our other times on the way back. And funny enough, in that rest stop, someone pooped on the floor.
Nice.
This time there was no poop on the floor, but in classic New York fashion, we were all getting very tired, so we all made it like anything was funny. So I'm pretty sure I literally looked at Keith and said like I'm peeing, and he just lost it, just laughing. Which is always just an excellent time where we just scream stupid things at each other and it's hilarious. But
Wait.
yeah, I mean it was so worth it. But the point is, like New York was just dead. And I see we have New York trip written on the New York City story. I mean, I don't know. It was probably the least interesting New York City story that I have.
I think just because of everything that happened.
That gives it points for adventure. That gives it adventure points.
Yeah.
It was worth it. It was good. It was cool, but it was weird. It was a very strange thing. I feel like you could do anything and nobody
Okay.
would have paid any attention.
Okay, I have a question that I need to ask everyone,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
the integrity of our friendship is at line. New York or Chicago deep dish?
Someone else answer. I've been
I gotta
talking.
say New York because I don't really eat. I've never really had Chicago deep dish like that much.
I don't know, man. They're both really good, but like, New York has the Italians, and Italian pizza is the best pizza.
Okay.
No, I'm
But,
serious.
Josh, you ready?
Italian's the best.
I have had both, and I could say, Chicago deep dish is alright, but I 100% prefer like flat New York pizza.
I'm glad we all agree.
Any
I'm
day.
glad we all agree. I'm glad we all agree.
Okay, well, here's the thing. Like Chicago deep dish is alright, but I just don't think it tastes as good. Like even when I get Domino's, where I order the Brooklyn style flat,
Yeah. Oh my
it's
god.
just
that
I
stuff's
don't
so
know.
good.
It lets it get crispier on the crust, and you taste the cheese and the sauce a little bit more. And I like bread. I'm a big bread guy, but it's kind of like it comes to a point where there's just too much.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think there's too much bread at some points, and you just got to be like, no.
You know the people that hate crust? I'd like to see them eat the deep dish.
That that is torture. First of all, that is straight up torture. You can't force people who don't like. You should force people who are like allergic to what is it?
Gluten?
Glucose or gluten?
Yeah.
I have a gluten allergy to just eat Chicago deep dish. And just see what happens. Just watch them puff up like a balloon.
Oh my god.
Oh, I love
But
it.
speaking of
Thank you.
pizza, you know what I found out yesterday?
What?
Find out.
It's Jess and Colin air fry pizza.
No.
That's-
No.
that's just
I
such a
don't
weird
see a
concept
problem
to
with
me.
this. Air frying is amazing because it just cooks stuff faster.
I got an air fryer for Christmas. Well, my family did, but we've
My
used it a
family did.
lot.
They're so
It was
nice, dude.
It's very. Wait, so when you mean air fry pizza, do you mean like, oh, like we ordered a pizza, we ate half of it, the other half went in the fridge because we didn't
No.
finish it all?
No, just like
When I
frozen
was
pizza
on
and
it-
just stick it in the air fryer.
Frozen.
Yeah, I just stick
Elio's
Elio's in the air
pizza.
fryer for.
Yeah, you guys just
It's a
stick
good one.
everything in the air fryer. Like,
No, bro.
No.
You preheat it to 450, you stick it in for 10 minutes in the oven.
yeah.
That takes
No,
too long.
Okay.
you stick it in the air fryer
Yeah, you gotta
without
burn it in
preheating
the air
it.
fryer.
Put it in for 5
My air
minutes
fryer
and
is
it's
not
done.
big enough for a pizza. I mean, an Elio's, yeah.
No, like an Elio's. Not most pizzas. It's not big enough for. Or a Celeste.
I eat a Costco frozen pizza, dude. Kirkland's signature pizza is. Oh my god. It's
Yeah, see those
so
gotta go in the
good.
oven.
They do
Or
gotta
like
go in the
the-
oven.
California
What's
pizza.
like the
Kitchens,
wedge
those are
thing?
Also the best.
I know
What?
it's called. Hold on,
What
I need to look
wedge
this up
thing?
now. Hold on, I need to.
Are you
look
talking about the
Think about,
thing
like,
you get the
French
pizza out of the
pizza?
oven with?
No.
French bread pizza,
now
like
I'm-
that stuff, man.
Hold on, you guys keep talking. I need to
Wedge.
look this up. Otherwise, I'm gonna
Pizza
go crazy.
wedge?
Oh,
Can I get
just
a can I get a
weird
can I
shape.
get a definition of the pizza wedge, please?
Wow, Colin's tired.
I'm just stretching, bro. Come on,
Did
give me a break.
you sleep last night, bro?
A little bit.
What does that mean? A little bit
What
is
do
like
you
how
mean?
many hours?
5.
This
I slept less than you. I went to bed at like 2 and woke up at 7.
Why'd you go to bed at
Oh,
2?
that's the same.
Oh,
That's still
same.
5 hours. Okay,
Yeah, so, yeah, it's the
math.
same. Okay. Yeah.
I
yeah,
slept
I
till
forgot-
3
okay,
a.m.
The people on Spotify are probably really confused right now. I'm just like, Colin, you're tired. Out of nowhere. We are on camera.
Oh yeah.
You can
Yeah.
you can upload the video.
No, I mean like if
To
you're on
Spotify.
Spotify, it's like they can't see it.
But you can make that a thing. It's on
Oh.
Joe Rogan's podcast.
Really, on
Well, it's
Spotify?
Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe Rogan
Yeah, I
has
mean, it
video
is Joe Rogan.
podcasts.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I will
so
say,
Joe
though,
he
Rogan
probably could.
has
I don't know.
what? Go ahead.
I will say that missing comments on Joe Rogan's podcast like ruins the experience. Not ruins it, but it lessens it.
What do you mean missing? Oh,
Like it's just something about comments on like
yeah.
Joe Rogan's thing because like
Yeah.
there's so many memes, there's so many like self-referential stuff, like discussions.
Well, he
Love it.
still uploads them to YouTube, doesn't he?
He uploads clips.
He doesn't upload full podcasts to YouTube
No.
anymore.
Really?
Nope. Exclusive.
Oh, did he get like that deal with Spotify or something?
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah,
100
I saw
million?
him-
150 million?
a lot of money. I saw
Bro,
him
what?
on the
Oh my-
what do you call it? In Times Square, you know, I have the little it's like a screen. It comes around the building, and Spotify always has like an ad slot on it. They had
Yeah,
a
yeah.
thing for Joe Rogan, and I was like, dude, that dude is making so much money from that deal. He's got to be so wealthy from that. Not to mention, he also UFC commentates. Like, he's rolling in it, dude.
Love his UFC commentary. The only one I trust on. Not the only
Oh,
one.
he's rocked. It's all over. Playing UFC 2 and hearing Joe Rogan scream was the greatest thing. Oh, some big shots right now. And I'm like, oh, man. You know, they pulled this straight out of the, like, fights and stuff.
Yeah, Joe
Well,
Rogan,
I mean-
watch out. We're coming for you.
Joe Rogan does a lot,
No.
but he's also like a comedian, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my God, dude. Joe Rogan with hair on Fear Factor.
Crazy.
It's weird. I like him better without hair. I don't like him with hair
Yeah.
at all.
Oh, dude. But like,
Do you remember? Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
nah, I was just gonna say like he's. I didn't expect me to like his stand up as much as I did.
Yeah. No, I mean, he's really funny. I think he's really good about it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember there was that I don't know who it was with, but he was on this one he had one guest on his podcast, and they started talking about Red Dead Redemption 2. And they were talking about like just how realistic it was and stuff, and he was like, you guys remember on YouTube, this dude was like, he went to like the city, and he took like a feminist, like a woman suffrage protester, and like fed her. He took her all the way out to the swamp and fed her to an alligator, and it
What?
started up like a whole bunch of controversy because you can do that in that game.
Oh, okay.
So he
Oh,
literally
yeah.
hog-tied
Oh
the
my God.
feminist girl and then threw her in the bayou in Le Gras. I know Colin knows what I'm talking about. He threw her in the bayou in Le Gras, and the alligator just comes and eats her. And they were like freaking out. They're like, dude, this is so crazy. Like, but that's what makes that game so good. You know what I mean? Like, I think that was, I don't know if there's gonna be a third one, but I think I kind of doubt there's gonna be a third one.
But money.
For what that
Money,
game
yeah.
is, yes, Rockstar. For what that game is, I think it was a perfect way to tie up Red Dead 1's story. Even though, you know, technically Red Dead 1 ties up its own, but you get the point. Like, it's a nice expansion of the universe, kind of. But that game is like, I could talk about that game for hours, and I literally did a podcast on it for class in podcasting and new media. That's the name of that
Oh,
class.
I had that class.
I have
It was
it.
pretty good. He told me it was going to be a meme class, and then it just didn't have any memes in it. He
Oh,
had like
mine
one
did.
meme, like
I got
per
I
thing.
got like some
Like a
10
little
points
bit.
for like captioning just a picture.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like no, that was the entire class, like an hour long.
I
just
should have
caption
gotten a
picture.
lot of points just for having a meme page. Like what? Like I should have just instantly gotten 100 and not had to do anything.
When did you start the
Um,
meme page?
The second one, Keith started it in January of 2017.
4 years?
Yes.
That's crazy.
I think it was January 7th. I think tomorrow is the 4-year birthday. Just super exciting. But yeah,
Congrats on
Um,
that.
Oh my God.
I love that page. I have everything in that page.
I remember discovering that. Oh my God.
I remember
Dude,
discovering
I
that 3 weeks
remember
ago.
it too.
No, before I knew you, my brother showed it to me. He was like, "Yo, look at this meme page," and I was like, "Yo, this is awesome. I love."
I
this
didn't
shit."
realize it was
Well,
you.
It was
I didn't either.
crazy because someone like the whole school like knows now, but back before they did, and people would find out, they were like, "What?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, like I'm the admin, you know, like blah blah blah." And I just thought it was funny, but I didn't know it was, you know, Keith at first because I don't know, it's just some random page, and I was like, "What?" Then I started following it, and I was like, bro, this page is hilarious. And then eventually Keith and I like really got close, and he told me, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
And then just after my birthday in, I guess, 2017, he was like, do you want to hop on? And I was like, psh. Or it was probably in 2018 that he was like, do you want to hop on? And I was like, yeah, duh. And then, yeah, ever since then, I've just been on it, just grinding. Like, I don't know. That I love that page. Like, I still care about that page a lot, even if I'm busy to the point where like I can't post on it all the time. I still, pour a lot of effort into it because I just think that's the right thing to do, But no ads. You know what it is?
Never ads.
Yeah, you're not selling.
Still.
But we are sellouts. That's why this podcast is sponsored. But
That's not true. This podcast is not sponsored, but it
Yes,
could
we
be.
are getting no
no,
money.
I
if we are
calculated this. If we
You could be the
get
first.
sponsors through our platform Anchor that we publish on, we would have less than $2.50 if we had ads from the very
Yo!
beginning.
Dude, that's like gum.
That's Colin be like, oh, that's like 2
Maybe.
taquitos at 7-Eleven.
Nah, yeah, you're right, actually, that is.
Okay.
He's not
Hi, Ace
lying.
High. I'm once again asking for you to sponsor us. Thanks.
Okay.
But yeah.
Please.
Oh, Colin, I forgot to
Come
give
on.
you that tin of Ace High that I have for your hair. I forgot
Not
to
blue
give that
clay.
to you
What's
when you
it?
dropped me off.
What's
the
the
other
new
day.
one?
What? The one that I use now?
Yeah,
Black Cat pomade.
that's what it is.
I should probably get something for my hair because my hair right now is just going like.
Yeah, haircut.
Yeah.
You need a
Yeah,
haircut. man.
yeah, you could just get rid of some of it.
Oh jeez! Oh my god!
Just cut it off the
I
side,
got a nice
okay?
short haircut
Even though
last
mine's a little
August.
long on
That was
top.
last August.
Can you? Last August?
Yeah, for my senior photo.
Oh, so like August, that just happened.
Yeah, not just happened.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
that's-
yeah.
Yeah,
What
like
is that,
6
5 months ago?
Yeah.
It's insane. You need a haircut, my friend. Can you please go get a haircut? Are you gonna shave your head?
Okay, yeah.
What do you do? Like, what do you do when you get a cut? If you don't just shave your head?
But no, I got a normal cut. Like it's like
What
this.
is that? What is
A
a
lot-
normal cut?
I mean, it's like this, but a lot shorter. I can send you my senior
Ben.
portrait.
Grow a man
Okay.
bun. Grow a man bun.
Oh my god, no.
Right now,
You
I
need
have like a
mullet.
mullet. Like,
He was
Grow
like,
a mullet,
oh
grow a
no.
mullet,
He was
tie it
literally a
up.
dude named Fabian. He'd be like, let me help you with your yoga. Ooh. You know.
that's what 5 months does to you.
Oh yeah, Fabian from GTA.
Feel
right?
the lotus, drive the lotus.
They don't know about that, do they?
What?
The video came out like 13, 14 years ago.
The
Something
12
like
Indian Days of Christmas.
Fantastic video. Amazing video.
I've never. I did see you guys talking
Yeah.
about it, like through your Discord statuses,
Yeah.
and I kind of assumed I knew
Yeah.
what it was, but yeah.
It's
Did I tell
very
you that I ever-
stereotypical and very funny.
Did I ever tell you the story of how I showed it to my band teacher?
Oh,
And what did he say?
It was like winter break of 8th grade, and then he was just like, "I'm going to lose my job today. I'm going to get fired."
Are you
So
talking
we
about
all-
mom?
Fire.
Are you talking about mom?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love him. So funny story. So he knows where I work. And I love him. Even though I'm not a band kid, I know mom very well. That's what we'll call him because that's what people call him.
Yeah.
We can't say his actual name. And we used to have this inside joke, and I don't know how it started, but we would just go, pizza? Like, I don't know why. I swear to God, I don't know why. And I'm at work, and I'm mopping, and I take these buckets out, right? I'm ready to pour them out, and I drop them, like just set them on the ground. And I look up at him, he looks at me, he just goes, pizza? And I was like, pizza! I just started freaking out. I went up and like ran up to him and hugged him. I was like, bro, how have you been? He was the coolest ever, by the way. And I miss him. And if you see him anytime soon, you should tell him I say hi. Because he's literally the male love of my life.
okay.
No homo. Socks are on.
Is that
Socks are on.
That's good. That's good.
So it's cool.
Okay.
There's no need to stress about it. But yeah. Bro, can we talk about like how bad The Last of Us 2 was real quick?
Please
We
tell
can.
me.
Can we
'cause
just
you,
address
Game of
that?
the year.
Because
Game of the year.
you got so upset.
I get so heated over this. Well, the thing that reminded me of it is, like, we're talking about Red Dead 2, and that game is perfect. Not perfect, but really, really, really good.
It'd be perfect if it weren't made
And
by
then-
Rockstar.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
At
about
least it's
that.
not made by EA, you know?
Yeah.
Oh
Bloated
yeah.
access.
Oh my.
The Last of Us 2 gets me so heated. Like my blood's probably not gonna boil at it right now. But like, how do you mess up that bad? You know, like basically what happened is, Naughty Dog was like, we need this game out, and Naughty Dog devs were like, hey, we're trying, but we can't push this out fast enough. And Naughty Dog was like, you need to. So then they just had like hours and hours and hours work days, like piling on top of each other. It causes everybody at Naughty Dog to get mad and be like, we quit. One of them got really mad, so he just leaked what was gonna happen in the game. And then like they had like a basic outline, but like it all changed after everyone got fired, basically because they were like,
They lost their talent.
oh yeah, I mean they had no talent anymore, so they hired a bunch of like people who write like fan fictions about it, like 4chan like people who write a bunch of fan fictions about it and stuff, and we're just like, yeah, you're gonna create the new storyline, and then like it just became a social justice game, which sucks, you know. Like I believe those types of things only should be in the game if they prove to further character development or whatever.
And not like
But
in
for
your
that
face about
game,
like
yeah.
just it's like they're just trying to like push this message instead of like focusing on the
It
narrative.
felt
agenda.
like it was in there just to be in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, it's an
That's
agenda.
when
Like
it's
I
bad.
was okay with Ellie being lesbian because I thought that further progressed her character, because then like once you see that and you see like she was in love with like her best friend and this and that, and then like, you know, or spoiler alert if you haven't played the game after 7 years, her best friend dies, and like, you know, that kind of sets her motivation for who she is as a character, because you're like, okay, like I get it, everyone that like, especially it's a, you know, you get that callback to the line where she's like, everyone, you know, that I've loved has either died or left me, and you're like, okay, like I understand why she said that, like, and it makes sense why these things are happening, like we need, you know, her motivation becomes clearly set, and that's what matters. Like it's important to further advance her story. And then in the second game, it's like things are hypocritical. Like in the first game, Joel's like, hey, don't ever tell anybody your name, where you're currently like staying, your plans, anything. You're supposed to stay secret and very careful about it. Then the second game, he's just like, oh, hi, we're staying here. My name's Joel Miller, and yeah, you need supplies, we got them. And then she's just like, you killed my dad. And then she kills Joel. And I was like, wow. Quality story.
Yes.
Like it was just so stupid. And then you play as like the antagonist. It's like, this is stupid.
Oh,
I'm
that
not
is
learning
pretty
anything.
bad.
Like I'm not enjoying. I feel no emotional connection anymore. This game is stupid. I don't know. I think it was dumb.
I think
Yeah, like compared to Red Dead, Red Dead almost made me cry. Like, oh my god, what a
Red
story!
Dead did make me cry.
I was holding it back because my dad was in the room, and I was like, "Yo, I can't be crying at like an Xbox game," but like I
What's so
want
good
to.
about what's so good about it?
About Red Dead?
It's just so. Oh, I got so attached, dude. Oh my god. It's the
Go
character
ahead, Callum.
development, really.
Talk about it.
No, tell me why. Because like compare like listening to him talk about Last of Us 2, like what makes a good emotional character is like what was good about it, Colin?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that the characters all changed. Well, one thing is that your actions in the world affect how other people look at you, and they
Like
affect the
Undertale.
outcome of the end of the game
Oh.
because it's honor. And really, like, just besides the complexity of missions and like how well made all the characters are, and it's just the fact that they're all dynamic. They all change. Some of them change for the worse. Some change for the better. And it's just the story is just so good, and
Can
it
you
gets
get like
you
a
so
bunch of different
attached.
endings, like with that honor system and everything? How does that work?
You can end with people. I think it just has to do with how people think of you, right?
Well, here's the thing, like in some aspects, yes. So like the game has maybe three or four different endings. Not like no, it has three different endings. Like they all end pretty much the same way. Like the same thing is going to happen, but they happen in different ways. Like at the very end of the game, there's a huge honor choice. At the very end of the main story, there's a huge honor choice, and it's either you go and help John escape so he can be with his family, or you go and you just go for the money, which makes no sense because, spoiler alert, if you haven't played the game yet, Arthur is dying, like very close to it as well. There's no point in going for the money. If you go for the money, Micah kills you. if you go for the if you go to help John escape, eventually you'll end up fighting Micah, and one of two things happen there. Either like you fight as hard as like you can, and you basically just like pass out and die on the mountain, or Micah will straight up like shoot you in the face. Which I got the greatest ending, which is I just peacefully, like Arthur just peacefully laid over and just looked out as the sun came up.
Oh,
Very upsetting.
bro,
Colin, don't cry.
remind me.
I can see it in his eyes that
I'm
he's
just
just
thinking
getting
about it, dude. Like,
you know, and you got that
Oh my
soundtrack,
God.
like, you know, man.
I hate the foreshadowing with that music, dude. It killed me.
But
I'm replaying.
it's
Oh,
I got what I would say the best
Bro.
ending. The thing, like, the honor system does affect you. If you have high honor, you will see a buck. Like, at the end, there's kind of like a flash, it's like a hallucination scene almost, but you'll see a buck. If you have low honor, you will see like a wolf or like a coyote. And if you have like somewhere in the middle, you'll see like both of them. But I saw the buck because I don't know. I always choose to play Red Dead games like super honorably for some reason. That's just what I do.
Colin,
So I saw the buck and it was really cool.
Colin, have you played the first Red Dead game?
no, actually.
That
I
is my
need
area
to.
of expertise. I played the crap out of that game.
I need it on PC just because it's like it just looks so bad on
It's
Xbox.
not on PC.
Well, you
though.
can
Is it
emulate it.
not? Can you emulate
Yeah.
it? Yeah, it's 60
Yeah,
frames, though.
probably.
I think
It
it's,
is-
it's running pretty well on the Xbox simulator. I
You could
think.
buy it on Xbox.
It's
Oh, yeah, it's
really,
You can buy it on
really,
Xbox and
really
then
good.
Remote.
I have
play.
it on Xbox. I have the disc.
1 or 3.
Oh, maybe. But that game is super good too. Like that's what I'm saying. Red Dead 2 is a perfect like second game. Because Red Dead 1 was like, you start from the end essentially, but you have the whole journey with John and everyone, but I don't know, like it ties up like the beginning, even though it's set before, it kind of ties up the loose ends of things, which is super important, I think. I don't know. Red Dead 1 was an emotional roller coaster too. Like there was a lot of moments in that game that are very upsetting too. Like even though we know Dutch is a bad guy, like this and that, like when he kills himself in that game, you're like, oh my God, and it's pretty emotional because he's just like, our time has passed, like we're done, like we're not adapting to the world, like we can't, and he just jumps off a cliff, and I'm like, oh, and then I don't know, like when John dies in that game, that messed me up, bro. That was upsetting. Like really saddening because I was like, man, come on, dog.
Well, I have a question.
Yeah.
Like real quick. Do you think Red
I
Dead
have an
2
answer.
becomes a
Probably
more
not, 'cause I haven't
enjoyable
played it.
game? Do you think Red Dead 2 becomes a more enjoyable game once you've played Red Dead 1? Or do you think Red
Yes.
Dead 1 becomes a more enjoyable game if you've played Red Dead 2?
I think Red Dead. I don't know. I think it works proportionally to each other. I think you should play Red Dead 1 first, even though it's set after. And then I think you should play Red Dead 2 second, because obviously we know that Red Dead 1 came first. So, you have to plan ahead for the story and you have to, like, make things up. Or, like, there'd be a loose end in Red Dead 1 that gets tied up in Red Dead 2. Like, there's a time where in Red Dead 2 they mention this guy named Landon Ricketts. And you're like, who's that? But if you play Red Dead 1 first, like I did, you'll be like, oh, he's like this famous gunslinger that went missing. It turns out he went to Mexico, like, and disappeared down there. And you're like, oh, this is really cool. But you never would have gotten that if you played Red Dead 2 first. You probably wouldn't have remembered.
So-
like, I don't know this dude. You probably would. It's like such a slight mention of it.
So basically you're saying Colin played the game wrong.
No, I'm not
I mean,
saying
I'm
you played
gonna
it
play
wrong.
it.
You can play it in whatever you want. I'm just saying, I think you'll have more of an appreciation for Red
Okay.
Dead 1 if you play Red Dead 2 first.
Understandable. Have a great day.
No, that's fair.
Even though I don't know. I just think play both of them and play them in whatever order you want. Maybe you should play Red Dead 2 first. I don't know. I can't go back and play either of them for the first time again, which I would kill to do that. I would literally, like, commit a felony to be able to, like, experience Red Dead 2 for the first time again.
Something about Red Dead. I know, of course, graphics aren't everything in a game, but do you think that because Red Dead 2's graphics are so good, that makes it an overall, like, better experience, immersive experience compared to Red Dead 1?
Oh, 100%.
It's so immersive. Oh my
100%.
God.
Because,
It's-
like, you can enjoy
what a
Red Dead 1 as much, like, you could be this huge cowboy fan, you could be this huge Rockstar fan, you're going to enjoy it as much as you can, but eventually you hit a wall. And the one thing stopping you, like you just physically will not be able to go any further than said wall, is simply an immersion factor. Because you'll be like, look, like this game is so great, but I'm not really falling into it because it doesn't look realistic. You know, it came out in 2010 on the 360 and the PS3. And so you're like, you know, that's going to stop me from enjoying it as much as I possibly could. When it comes to Red Dead 2, like the sky is the limit. Because you can literally just you can just go, you know, and like, because that game looks so beautiful. Like I remember like just sitting there on top of a mountain in that game, it just happened to start thunderstorming, and the lightning and the clouds and the rain, it all just looks so good. It's gonna kill your graphics card, but it looks so good.
Although, what about
And
something
I
like
actually,
a VR mode?
That would be too much to handle. Like I think it would be awesome, but oh my god, would
Although
that
that
be a
couldn't
lot
work for
to
like
take
cutscenes
in.
and stuff that well, you know?
It wouldn't work for cutscenes that
Yeah.
well, and some of the movement in Red Dead would really mess you up. Like you can see, like if you play like Pavlov VR, you know, the movement is kind of rudimentary. Like in Red Dead, if you dive, like you're gonna get so nauseated, dude,
Yeah.
from playing that in VR, because what's happening on screen does not match what your body's feeling. Because if you
Yeah.
dive in real life, you won't get, like, if you roll around once in real life, you'll be like, whatever. But if you go first person in GTA and get really close to the screen and do a combat roll, you're like, whoa. Because, you know, if your body doesn't match what you're seeing, it really throws you off to a degree. It's really strange. I think VR would be cool for it. You just have to be like, have to take it really slow. You probably get really nauseated with it.
Another problem is also walking. Like you have a very limited space in your room, like 15 feet by 15 feet. In Ready Player One, there was the
They have like the little
360-degree
treadmill
treadmill.
things.
That's actually based on like a prototype that the companies are working on.
That is awesome. That'd be so cool, dude. Like you want to sprint, you know, but you can't sprint. You'll run into a wall in your room. But you have a 360-degree treadmill, like you never go anywhere. You
There was one where it was like you had like slippy shoes and like and you were like tied down to it. There was another one that was like based on, that looked like the Ready Player One. They actually like it was Ready Player One used that prototype like in the movie.
That is so
like
awesome.
you have to walk for it to like react, but it's still pretty cool.
That's so cool.
You
Like
can't-
I
you
think
can't,
that's
like, run on
so interesting.
But yeah.
I don't know, man. Like the future of gaming is gonna be crazy. You know, like you won't even be sitting down like at a computer. You'll just be like going.
I mean, look at graphics
Which is awesome.
15 years ago compared to now. Just think about 15 years in the future.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember like, you know, animations were not what they were nearly. And I think Red Dead does a good job of this because people really focus on this. When the Red Dead 2 trailer came out, there's a clip where Arthur gets thrown through a window of a bar or through the door of a bar into the street, and there's mud everywhere. I think it's in Valentine, Colin. You know how
It is,
muddy
yeah, it
Valentine
is. I know what you're talking about.
And like you can see the way the mud tracks and sticks to him and everything, and it looks so good because like years ago you just couldn't do that, but it's so realistic and it's so good that like he falls in the mud gets wherever. Like if you fall on the front of your face, the front of your face is covered in mud. If you fall on the side, your whole side is covered in mud. You know, it doesn't just, it's not like where it would just be an effect that just splats on, like, oh, you fall in the mud, it's all over you instantly. Like your horse, like, you know, as your horse kicks up mud, it'll get on the back of the horse or it'll get wherever, and then you have to clean it. You know, it's just, and even I think one of the other things that would be hard to animate is when if you have like covered in blood and mud and stuff, and you get in the water, you can see the blood like pool off of you. Like it doesn't just come, like it pools off of you. And if you only get in the water to your waist, the top half of you will still be dirty. I mean, it's just such a smart design. Like I literally watched, there's so much detail, and I actually watched a video that had an argument. It was like, does Red Dead 2 have too much detail? Because every time you want to get a bird, right, you got to walk up to it, pick it up. You're like, oh, I want to get the feathers off it. He individually plucks a couple of the feathers and then drops the bird again. And so people have begged the question, like, is this too much detail or is this just right? Because it's just so in depth.
Yeah.
Like skinning an animal, even like you watch him do it fully. It's crazy. The animations in that game are beautiful, and just I don't even know what more to say on that.
I mean, just like the mud in Valentine, it like changes as NPCs go through it. It's like it literally looks like it's real. It's
Even
Even in
Connor
GTA, it's
pointed out
like,
when I was playing Red Dead this morning. He was like, "You see those footprints? Like maybe that's the guy." I'm like, "No, those are my footprints because I came through this way." I had literally walked like half a mile from where my footprints were. I come back, my footprints are still there in the dirt, and I'm like, "Whoa!" Like that.
oh, it's
Yeah.
insane. It's
I'm
like,
surprised the footprints didn't despawn. I couldn't believe it because I remember walking up that exact way, and like right in the middle, and that's where the footprints were, and I was like, those footprints are still there. Like, why? But
Yeah.
it's not like my game struggled for like a little thing like that. So I was like, I mean, cool. Attention to detail. Even GTA has a lot of detail. Like in story mode, I don't know about online, but in story mode, if you drive the car around for a while and then you get out, you can hear like, as like an engine cools and it makes like the tink noise, like ding ding. You can hear that. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like,
oh
I don't
yeah,
really know how to explain it, but like the little noises, yeah. The cars in GTA do that.
Yeah.
It's like super weird that they put that in. That's like I think it's cool.
Yeah. Or like Battlefront 2 2017. Those the maps look better than the movies, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, well, then again, it was kind of like 2000 CG whatever, but that's movie, you know? And this is just
Yeah.
in-game real time. Now we have real time ray tracing with the reflections and everything. Like that's
Crazy.
That's actually a tactical advantage in like shooters and stuff. Like looking in a mirror, like being able to see like players like run
Yeah.
up to you and stuff like
I
that.
remember
Like,
I don't know if you guys are familiar with the YouTube channel Corridor Digital, but they do a lot of CGI.
I love Corridor. I love
yeah.
Corridor.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if it was Corridor or Freddie Wong, but you know how tight they all were.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
One of them made a Battlefield. It was during the time of like Battlefield Bad Company 2 or Battlefield 3. I don't remember, but they went like, "Oh, this is a Battlefield 4 video," and they like basically predicted what Battlefield 4 was gonna look like, and they did like an action video where they were like, "Oh, like they were pretending to be soldiers and they were under heavy fire and all this," and then Battlefield 4 comes out like years later, and they go, "Oh my God, this game looks better than that video you guys filmed," and it's not like the video looked bad. It wasn't unprofessional or anything. It was just Battlefield 4, and I literally said it this morning when we were playing. Battlefield 4 still looks so good.
yeah, we recently got Battlefield 4. It holds up.
2013? I think 2013. And also, that intro music will never get old. It literally sounds like the Terminator theme, but it's so badass. I might spend 40 on it, dude. If we all play Battlefield, I will play. Like, I will buy it.
Yeah.
Also-
I mean, you could go to like those Kia sites, but
yeah. I'm gonna look this up. But
Here's a
yeah,
question.
I don't know.
it's a good game.
although it's
is fun.
it's not really good for the developers, but CA content.
It's
Yeah.
very. We can't say that on podcast.
Okay.
It's very yeah, that game holds up, man. Even though like EA sucks, but like Battlefield, I don't know, man. Battlefield's always been solid.
Yeah.
People didn't like Hardline. I thought Hardline was alright, but I'm not the biggest Battlefield guy. Battlefield 4 is great. My favorite is still gonna be Battlefield 1 though. At the end of the day, no matter what. But yeah, I don't know. I love Battlefield. That whole series is just solid to me, and that actually had a really good story. That game.
So people complained about Battlefield 5, but I haven't played much of it. I played the demo, but that one map, it was Rotterdam in England. It it looked so good. It looked so amazing. Just
Yeah,
all
I mean,
the
Battlefield
buildings you
5
can go
looks
into.
good. Yeah. And I remember feeling that in Battlefield 1. I don't remember what the map was, but it was somewhere in France. And you can go in like almost every single building. It's so insane. That was a really good map. And now I kind of regret uninstalling Battlefield 1, but whatever.
And the Battlefield games in general, like we were playing Battlefield 4, just the buildings collapsing in front of you and everything.
Yeah.
There's that one map in Shanghai, and like the tallest skyscraper, all the snipers sit on top of. You can, like, if you hit it with enough firepower, it will fall.
Yeah.
Which is insane, and that changes the entire map.
Yeah.
Like, which is crazy. It's like a scripted event, if it takes enough damage, but like the whole building will fall. But there's a lot of non-scripted destruction in those games, which is awesome. There's like, oh, there's a building there, I'll just level the building.
Yeah, there's a building on point. Well, you can't go to that. You can't
No
get
more.
a vantage point of that building anymore.
Yeah, like you just hit the supports with a rocket or a C4 and just, boom, just all comes down. It's crazy. I think one thing that'll never get old is putting you put like a C4 on like a hill. You have someone with an ATV drive up, blow the C4, and the ATV just flies. It just never gets old. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I hope we never like have to lock down again. But if we do, we're just gonna grind Battlefield 4 all all day, all day.
That game was just so fun.
Yeah.
It felt like old times where it's just like the boys on
Classic
Black
times.
Ops 2.
Yeah,
You know,
Colin, you
it's like
first tried
same
to
with
start
Cold
it, it
War.
didn't run. You were like, "This game sucks. This game sucks."
No. I was like, I'm not doing this right now.
I was
man.
infuriated,
I
man.
got
I
to
was
work.
just a little angry, you know.
Nah, I was so annoyed because I hate EA. But like, I got it to work and I was like, okay, whatever. It was only like $10,
EA's not a good.
and it's fun. It's fun. I like this game.
Steam sales.
Yeah,
Steam sales are
100%.
so good.
Steam sales are good. Do you think that game will come on sale again soon?
I mean,
It
the
will.
next
It'll
sale
go
is
back on
the
sale.
spring sale, and that's not till April, I think.
Yeah, but it'll. Oh,
Yeah.
That sucks. That sucks.
It does suck. I miss. I can't believe that sale. I thought that sale was gonna go on all day. So
Well, actually,
yeah,
maybe it may still be on Origin. That sale. I don't think
Oh,
it's.
really?
I don't think it's as on sale, but it's still really cheap.
No,
I
discounts,
don't think that
discounts.
game's worth $40 at this point, but like I think it's still worth something, you know.
What do you think about like games MSRP coming up to $70?
I mean, inflation does exist, but like still.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I'll put it to you this way: like Red Dead, right? Just it's an easy example for me to hop to. Red Dead is not a $60 game. That game is like worth more. Like, if I knew from the get-go how good Red Dead was gonna be, I would have just been like, I would literally pay $120 for this game. The game's just so big and so good that I don't know. It's worth more than $60. I think it's really dependent on the game about whether it should be $60. Like Call of Duties, I don't think are even worth $60. It's the same thing. I have to turn my Do Not Disturb on Discord on because I'm like getting notifications and it's really annoying me.
And-
Um,
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Some games are worth 60, some are not, some are worth more. I think Red Dead is more than a 60. I'm happy they only released it for 60, but it's worth. I think Red Dead is worth more than 60.
80, I'd say maybe.
Yeah, probably.
I got it on
somewhere around
impulse.
there.
I was just like, oh, yeah, I heard this game will be good. It's worth a shot, and I played it. It changed my
So
life.
good. Changed my life. That game changed my life.
What about Battlefield? It is still it's still $10 on Origin. It doesn't really matter. It's going through Origin anyway.
Battlefield 4 is $10 on Origin.
Yep.
I'm gonna. Do you know when that sale ends?
Doesn't
Look that
say
up for me,
when
sorry.
or if.
Okay. I'm gonna
But-
buy that probably within like right after we finish.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I don't. There's a couple games that have definitely changed my life, like Red Dead. Yeah, funny story talking about Battlefield. Battlefield 1 changed my life, 100%. Like, so Battlefield 1 beta comes out, and like as soon as they drop the trailer for that game months in advance, I was hooked because it opens up with Seven Nation Army. You know, it's like
Yeah.
ooh, you know, but like it opens up with a dude beating another dude with a trench shovel, and you're like, oh my god, that is brutal. You know, that like hooks you. Like that's how you make a trailer. And I'm like, oh my god, I can't wait. Because I was like, I just want to play really badly, see what it's all about. Got the Battlefield 1 beta, played the Battlefield 1 beta every day, every single day. I had like assignments due for history, and I just skipped them. I told my mom that I had a bunch of friends coming over to help, like so we could all work on history together, and we just played Battlefield 1 in my basement. Like that's really what happened. And I started enjoying that game so much that in the middle of the night on school nights, I would sneak downstairs because that's when the Xbox 360 was in the basement at the time. I would sneak downstairs. Maybe it was, oh no, was it on PS4? I don't.
It was only
yeah,
like
it was on
PS4, Xbox.
So it was on my PS4. I would sneak downstairs to where the PS4 was because it was in the basement at the time. And my brother was at school where I go, so you know he wasn't here during the week. And so I would go downstairs and play from 12:30 to like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning every night. And honestly, the only thing that kept me up was that game, and my brother had a huge bag of dum-dums.
Okay.
So I would sit there, lollipop in mouth, till 4 in the morning, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, playing Battlefield 1. And I played it every single day, that beta. The beta came and went, and I was like, oh my god. And I had to wait like another month and a half for the game to come out.
Mm.
And I sat there like this, just like, oh my god, I can't. And I'd be in school like shaking, dude, because I was like, I need to play, because I never played anything like it before. It was such a different experience from anything I had ever played at the time. And I remember just being obsessed with that game. Then it dropped. I loved it even more than the beta, and I literally played Battlefield 1, not the beta, just the game, every day until I got to rank like 85. I just did not stop playing. It was unhealthy. So worth it, though. Sinai Desert every day. I knew where the frickin' flamethrower was and the tank Gewehr kit, and I would literally get the tank Gewehr kit, which is like, it's an anti-tank rifle, but you can use it to just one-shot people. I would just go on like a 24 kill streak. I would just lay down, boom, just smack people from across the desert. And like I was hitting like over 100-meter headshots with that thing. It was ridiculous. It was broken.
Yeah, I mean,
really excellent time.
EA, it's like they're not known to be a very consumer-friendly company, but DICE with their Frostbite engine that runs like Battlefront and Battlefield, they can just make this. They can expand these like just these big 40v40 maps. I think Battlefield 4 was actually 64 64 players. I meant to say 20v20 40 player on the modern ones, but it's these just huge maps. You have the buildings that can destruct, the airplanes above you, which is like the actual action that's going on, and just everything. Yeah.
That dude, I remember when DICE dropped that. Is it the Frostbite engine? Is that what
it's called Frostbite.
Yeah, so they were like, we got this Frostbite engine. I'm like, it's just another game engine. Not like, this was me at the time, not realizing how complicated game engines were. And now, like, I look at it, I'm like, that's why it holds up. Like, that engine is so good. And maybe it's starting to get outdated at some point, but like, even now it holds up. Like, you can see the age of the Rockstar Advanced Game Engine. You could see the age of like the modern Infinity Ward game engine. But Frostbite is held up so freaking well. Yeah. It's insane. Like that game still holds up.
I mean, it costs a lot of money to develop the engine and the games for it. It's just
it was really so worth it though. I mean, like I think even by next game they can keep the Frostbite engine. It'll be perfect.
It's just like the sounds too and everything. It's
like, I think it's the best. I think it's the best engine. Like I think it's up there. Like the Unreal engine is really good. The Frostbite engine is like really good. The Rage engine is good.
The Unreal Engine's good for like different reasons. Just because it's open and anyone can use it to develop their own games, like SpongeBob overdose or Mr. Krabs overdoses on ketamine, and
a lot of hilarious.
Yeah. That's a good game. I like that game.
Sponge Boy me Bob. It appears I've overdosed on ketamine and I'm going to die.
Please, Mr. Krabs, I'm fiending.
Are we allowed to do a Mr. Krabs laugh, or is that?
Of course. This isn't Twitch.
Is that copyright? I know. I'm so used to being on Twitch and just being like, ooh, copyright. I can't hum.
Happy to announce that we will now be on Twitch. Oh wait,
I wish that I could stream Omegle, but I can't.
Yeah, you can.
Because I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Okay,
we haven't talked about that Omegle, dude. Your experience on it.
Wait, real quick. A way to do it. I was on somebody's stream by accident, and they were streaming. What they did is that they either zoom in on their face or they black out the screen right before it. They mute it. And then as soon as they realize the guy's cool, then they put it back.
I actually was playing with overlays. Remember how I was telling you about how I made them? And if I drag it to a certain layer, I can have it so that it covers everything on the screen except my face cam. So I can literally pop that on and be like, oh, this guy's cool. Turn off the overlay and then be like, oh, solid.
Yeah, and you can have macros too. Just like press a button on the keyboard.
Exactly. Yeah, I can map it to something and be like, overlay on, overlay off. That's it. I wouldn't even have to move my mouse to do it. Which is probably what I'm gonna end up doing, because I do want to stream Omegle, but like I don't know, I need to get like even more like interesting with it. I can't be like dry. I need to be like super high energy when I do it, and I need to have like a bunch of ideas of what I'm gonna do, because I just want to like mess with people,
The boys, get the boys on. It could be like Impractical Jokers.
Yeah.
But anyway, Omegle, the cesspool of the internet. No, that's Reddit. No, that's 4chan.
I mean, you could find a decent person like every 20 tries.
Every 40. It depends if you're using a tag or not.
It is.
Like, obviously you guys know from me streaming it just for you guys on Discord that I've definitely had some decent people. A
lot of British people.
It's stupid, innit? I met some quality people. I had some really good conversations. But yeah, I don't know. I just enjoy myself. I
met
just
a
have a
streamer.
good time on Omegle. Huh?
I mean, I met a streamer. I was on a stream. I follow him. He follows the podcast. Shout out to him.
Yeah. Thank you.
Uh,
Thank you, sir.
Freaking, what was I gonna say?
Omegle.
It's very interesting to see like different people and how they approach the site.
Yeah,
'Cause,
like me and
I think
Connor just
you-
like, hi, how are you?
Hi. Dude, I just
it's
don't
like
do
Aris
good.
and Tucker.
But, you know.
It's like leagues ahead.
And then
Yo.
Tucker's just like, I don't know.
Yeah. For those of you who are listening on Spotify and other audio things, Ben just put a lamp on his head,
Because Tucker was
which
doing
is an
that. He
inside
was.
joke.
Yes.
Actually
Lamp
happened,
head.
and it worked.
Oh,
and
he
it
got a
stayed
lamp
up.
for his
It
head.
did
Bit
work.
stupid, innit?
He got a lamp.
Got a
Got
lamp for his
siren for
head.
his head.
But yeah, I don't know. Omegle, like, how do I do it? I'm trying to think, like, I don't have, like, a clear and patented way of how I get into conversations like Omegle. I think, usually I start off with a compliment because, like, I won't compliment if I don't like anything, but if I think someone's lights are cool, I tell them, like, I think your lights are cool. And from there, I just kind of use, like, that reminds me statements where I'm like, oh, like, I remember this one time, or blah, 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 like, I also have lights, you just relate to it and you just carry the conversation. If it's getting dry, then you just be like, I'm gonna go, have a good night. You double tap escape and you move on.
Yeah, some people are
But
just like,
sometimes
are
the
just like,
conversation
cool,
just carries you.
thanks.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oop, contact.
I can't stand that.
I can't stand these dry people. Like, why are you even on Omegle? I'm here to talk to people and you're just like, that's super interesting, bro. Tell me more. That's crazy. Like,
You know what's the
I don't
worst?
know. Just have
Me?
a good time. What's the worst?
Yes, but so what I do sometimes is like I make a game, right? I just go on and be
Yeah.
like, all right, like I can play this game with a couple people. I hate when people like feel embarrassed or like think that they're being awkward and they just skip immediately. It was like, bro, you did nothing wrong. I'm just trying to play this game with you, bro.
And we're strangers on the internet. We're never gonna run into each other again. There's literally
Exactly.
no embarrassment.
No shame.
Like, it's,
No shame.
I don't know. I always say it to people, like, when I stream it for you guys, like, I always say, I'm always like, we're strangers on the internet. We're never gonna see each other again. Like, it's
Actually,
just not gonna happen.
Quick tip for our listeners: if you ever decide to go on Omegle, number one, don't. Number two, if you do, use tags because there's a lot of 8-year-olds and a lot of creepy guys with their the junk out. The junk
You know,
out.
the
This is the
thing.
explicit episode. Who cares?
You know the thing.
But
You know the
the
thing.
thing. Phallus.
The thing.
Yeah.
So
So use tags.
just use the tags baseball and TikTok, and you will find minimal amounts of inappropriate things.
But if you're
I'll
like
just
me,
find people.
who doesn't like either of those things, it still
Yeah.
works. Because the people in there are quality compared to vanilla.
Vanilla Omegle.
You just use them as just like normal people, and people are just like, so you like TikTok, and you're just like,
You're
no.
just like, no.
No?
No.
What? I just
Why
want
would I do
normal
that?
people. Alright, get off my case.
Yeah.
I'm just chilling here.
I
Hey,
find
if
it
you-
really easy to talk to people on Omegle about things though. Like, you can just ask them like random things. It could just be something as simple as like, yo, what's your favorite show? You know what I mean? Or like,
Do that.
what's that? Or what inspired you? And like, what's your favorite movie?
I
Like,
do that all
things
the
like
time.
Speaking of that, what are our favorite movies, respectively? Colin, what's your favorite movie?
Oh, wow. I don't know. That's a really
Ben doesn't
hard
watch
question.
movies.
Wow.
Don't ask
I
me
don't watch
question.
that many
Ben doesn't
movies.
watch
Yeah,
movies.
I honestly don't watch
What?
movies either. That's the thing.
Okay.
I have
Okay.
Ben's like movies that he's watched on a post-it note. That's how many movies Ben's watched.
Okay.
Okay,
Let
I've
me,
watched
let
more
me
than
think.
Ben,
I gotta think. I gotta think of my favorite movie. Okay.
Well, your top 5 movies, so like all the movies you watched ranked.
Yeah. Pretty much. Okay. Let me think. Okay.
Top 5. Ooh, that's hard.
National Lampoon's
Okay.
Vacation was good.
Come on, man.
What?
That's a good one.
That was a good one. Yeah.
Come on, man.
Well,
It's all right. Like, it's okay. Go ahead.
yeah. I don't know.
That's it.
That's the
Josh?
only movie he's ever watched.
Oh, okay.
Josh.
Oh, this is hard. You know, I had to say The Godfather.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Probably. It's not my favorite, but it's up there. 21 Jump Street's one of my favorite comedy movies. Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
You punched a kid in the face for being gay?
Oh, I remember now.
no,
The interview
no.
was pretty funny. The interview was funny.
The interview is funny.
I saw that.
Cause Kimmy, you're a fun.
Either The Dark Knight or Spider-Man 2. And
Okay.
I'll think about it later. But I know yours is definitely like Fight Club's on there.
Okay, so my top 5 in no particular order has to be Fight Club, Project Almanac, which is so slept on, but so good to me. I think that's completely personal bias. It's not objective at all. Fight Club, Project Almanac. I really, really liked Interstellar, but I think I like Inception better. But I think Interstellar was great. That was like straight up cinema.
It's Inception for you.
Yeah, no, I think Inception over Interstellar, but Interstellar is really good. So that's 3. I'm trying to think what else is just like a movie that I'm like, damn.
I'll put Up.
Over the Hedge. Over the Hedge, bro. Pixar, great movie. Great movie.
Pixar, Wally was good. No.
Up or Wally.
Up.
It's Up.
Well,
It's Up. Both are good. They're 1 and 2 on my list.
Up. I like Up. I like that better.
I don't know.
I don't hate Wally. I think Wally's kind of a mid
Wally's good, but
I haven't
I'm
seen
not
Up
like-
recently.
Like
so
it's
I don't-
good. Like it's upper mid, you know? Like it's like B
Upper
tier
mid.
to me.
Upper.
But Up is
I'm
like
not
A
saying-
tier.
Welcome
Toy
to year
Story
9
2. Toy
of our
Story
3-week
2 is
pandemic.
S tier.
It's
Yeah,
a spaceship
that's
with
Wally.
all the fat people. Yes.
Yeah. Like,
Too
that's
much
really
garbage in
good.
your
yeah,
face.
Yeah, that's America.
Scary.
That's
Find more
America.
space. Up in space.
Okay. It's like that right now.
You know,
Storage
This
units in space?
Interesting.
That'd be an interesting concept. I bought my U-Haul spaceship to haul my stuff off of Earth.
Yeah.
Up to space. And yeah.
I mean,
But
that's all I
best
really got.
Best Netflix original.
Hey, Jess,
You
you
guys
saw a
watch stuff on
Netflix
Netflix?
original the other day.
I don't. Do you want me to talk about it?
You could.
Which one?
I watched a 10-episode anime called Devilman Crybaby in a day on Ben's recommendation.
Yes, I did recommend
Was
it.
it good?
It's very out there, very
It's
different. It's very I think animation could just do a lot more than what I don't know. Cuz like people say Game of Thrones is vulgar. I didn't think it was that crazy, but like with animation you can do so much more. I think.
It's another level of
I've
like,
seen
gory?
scenes from Game of Thrones.
It's a what?
Oh my god.
No. Okay, hold on.
wow.
Time out. Game of Thrones is good. It's just very it's
sure.
kind of alienating to get into. As soon
I'm
as
just
you
saying
reach that
I've seen only
threshold,
the worst.
it's good. You've seen only the worst?
I've seen some of the worst things that happen. They're just like
yeah, on a
messed up.
specific site that I can think of that's 7 letters long. Starts with a P, ends with a B.
Peanut butter?
Of course,
Wait, you said
okay.
what starts with a P ends with a what?
B. That's probably where you
The
saw it.
hub.
Wow.
Yeah. But
Okay, hold on.
but I
I
think,
think it
that
starts with
show
an
is
A, R ends with
objectively
an E.
like
but, you know.
such a good like character-based drama, and then the fantasy elements are such like a good added onto it because it's also like a wartime thing, and it's just a huge epic. I love it, except for the 8th season.
I think Game of Thrones looks good. I just never got into it, and I probably should.
The
If we're
only
talking
thing
Yeah,
you
like
can do is
Breaking
start.
Bad.
Just start.
If we're talking Netflix originals, I think my 2 favorites are Narcos is definitely one of them. This again is in no particular order. There's one called The Spy, which is about a guy from Israel who becomes a spy. He infiltrates Syria. Which I watched recently, which was very good. Those are 2 of my favorite Netflix originals. I'm trying to think what else is Netflix. Like On My Block was really good. Is Outer Banks a Netflix original?
Yes.
I think it is.
Wait. No, I'm thinking of Ozark. Hold on. Let me check.
Ozark is really good, apparently. I haven't watched it, but my boss watches it, and Quentin watches it, and I need to watch it. Because it looks really good. I think Outer Banks is a Netflix original. That show, that was a good show. That show came along when I needed it. In my life. I didn't know I needed it, but I did. And now I want to
It
go
came
to
out
Outer
last
Banks
year,
and
right?
ride dirt bikes. I think so. It might have come out 2019. I don't know.
I mean, real quick, my favorites are probably like BoJack Horseman and Black Mirror, and maybe El Camino. That's all. I
Black
can
Mirror
think
was
of.
really good. El Camino is really good.
Colin?
I could
Dude,
not,
isn't that
dude.
a-
I
wait,
tried
El
so
Camino?
hard to get into
Wait, wait, wait.
BoJack. I just
Wait.
couldn't.
El Camino, is that a car? Right?
The El
It is a
Camino-
car, and
the
El
Chevy
Camino is a car, but we're
Okay.
talking
Yeah, shout out
about.
Camino, let's go.
We're talking
That's
about.
all I could think of, cars.
The movie.
Sorry.
Of course.
You two should watch Breaking Bad.
Okay.
I have been told to watch so many shows and
Breaking
movies, but
Bad
I don't
is
get into them until I watch
so
them, and it's hard to get
good.
in.
That
hard
show
to
is
start.
what elevated me and Eris's friendship.
Okay.
But I binge watch
yeah.
everything
Oh my
I watch.
God,
So
yeah.
I'll watch like an entire season in like a day.
And
I
you
just
think
won't
that
stop
of
watching
me?
it.
I am.
Colin, you know how much of an excessive binger I am for every show. I
Yeah, well, that's what I'm gonna be
You
like. It's
are,
like,
what
yeah,
you-
Dude,
oh,
I
I only
watched
watched
MASH in 2
two
months.
seasons of
I watched
JoJo's
14
today.
seasons of Grey's Anatomy in 3 months.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
do you do with
That's
your
not
time?
bad.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not
One night you were
bad.
just like, okay,
Like,
I'm gonna start Devil May Cry.
well,
The next day you were like, okay,
14.
I'm 8 episodes in.
Only 10 episodes.
No, you were 8 episodes in like at the time that you watched the last 2.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
I watched
yeah,
an
yeah.
entire season of Initial D in like a few hours.
I need.
Oh, you
how
did.
long is Initial D? I need to watch Initial D.
It's not crazy long. It's so
Well,
good.
you
Though.
know, it does get long because like there are so many seasons, but after the 3rd season, it just gets boring. You know what I mean?
So
I'm,
do you
I'm
just
on
not
season
watch
4.
past the
It's
third
not
season?
bad.
But no, it's like you can.
Season 4 is
It's
cool.
just there's just no build up to any of the races. It's just racing.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
less story. It's just less. It's not as good season 4, but like it's still good.
yeah, I want to watch Initial D because you guys thought, is it just like racing anime like with good story?
Okay, yeah,
Good
it's
story,
like,
good
it's
build-up.
about racing, but there's so much build up to the races. Like there's multiple,
exactly.
there's
You get,
multiple
like, really
episodes build
excited.
up to that race. So it's a conflict and
Okay.
everything.
Is it like Dragon Ball where Goku just has the spirit ball above his head? And he literally, I remember watching that as a kid, and he held it for like so many episodes. And Frieza's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Do you not see the giant fucking ball above his head?"
No,
Hello?
Initial D is not like over the top like that. It's like it remains like pretty realistic in like in its setting and everything.
Okay.
Oh,
Alright,
you're
fine,
not gonna
making
beat
sure.
me in
If you
there.
want something realistic, watch Dragon Ball. It has aliens.
Boom.
Okay.
Slapped.
Dragon Ball Z was really good. My cousin is a huge nerd for it, and he loves it. Which
Yo,
is
we should
great.
probably
And I
save
don't mean
this-
nerd in a bad way.
We should
I'm
save
a
this
nerd in a
for
good
an
way.
eventual anime episode that we do.
Oh no!
Yeah.
I need to watch more anime.
I mean, I would do it.
I
We would
don't
just need to
watch-
Come on, watch
study up and
Cowboy
watch.
Bebop.
No,
I still haven't finished.
Dude,
that.
I need to watch Cowboy Bebop so bad. I need to
All right,
watch
boys,
it.
that's what we're
Yeah,
watching
well.
tonight. All right, we're gonna have a watch party.
Are you watching Cowboy Bebop?
No, because
Yeah, I
it's so
just said
easy to
that.
watch. Because
No, I just said
it's so easy
that.
to like pick up. Because each episode is like its own movie. So you can just
Cowboy
watch,
Beep Boop?
There was, yeah,
Well,
so
they're
it's like
two-parters.
you don't have to binge it or anything. You can just watch it whenever.
Oh, I'm gonna
watch
binge it.
it.
Okay.
gonna
Except
binge
I have to go to.
I just got back into watching
Local
Bleach the other
Town
day.
Brill.
It's at a
I
slow
can't sit
portion right now.
Colin, what were you saying?
Oh, I'm just saying. Before anything, I gotta go to Local Town Grill and get a buffalo chicken cheesesteak. I can't
Gas
say the
station
name.
food.
Yeah, it's dude so good. So good. Where else can I get a
Surprised not
buffalo
going to
chicken
7-Eleven.
cheesesteak? We'll discuss that after. No, I want a buffalo chicken cheesesteak ever since Aris mentioned it, dude. I've been craving.
Go to Chickies and Pete's.
Dude,
Dude,
it was
they're
so
so
good.
good.
Dude, stop. Chicken and Pete's is like mid, okay?
Oh my god.
I mean,
shut
that's
up.
the only place I've gotten
I
buffalo
want
chicken
crab
cheesesteaks
rice,
before.
man.
Usually, I just get regular
Bro,
cheesesteaks.
go to
Blank
well,
Grill.
people are gonna be able to pin down our location if I just start saying things. Is that fine?
Just tell me after, or
Okay,
in
that's fine.
text.
I'm gonna forget, but it's fine.
Yeah, I'll
But
mention.
Super
You know,
good. Really good
outros.
milkshake. Dude, the phone girl over there was so cute.
Oh, what? Where? Oh, what?
She was,
Whoa,
dude.
I'm
No,
curious.
like, ready? I handed her. She was handing me change back. I had my arm out like this, and she looks down at my tattoo and reads it and gives me a smirk, and I'm like,
Oh, you should have been like, yeah.
For those of
I
you
should have been like, yay!
should have been
I'm
like,
about
yeah,
to
you're
write
like,
my number on this arm too.
yeah, be like, yeah.
audio
yeah,
listeners,
read my
Eris
number,
was as
too.
giddy as a schoolgirl.
I was. I shook.
He
my arm
has
like I'm crazy.
5 in tattoos.
I do now. Yeah, New Year's Eve.
You're
let's
one
go.
of those.
Oh, yeah.
You want me to talk about that or no?
Yeah, but you pull off tattoos. You don't look like a druggie or like a motorcycle guy.
They have meaning, you know. It's not just like
Neither of
oh,
those
it's a
things
So
are
flower.
yeah, it's not
bad.
just
That
like a
was
massive
pretty.
Yeah,
bald
yeah,
eagle like on his
exactly.
chest or something, you know?
I sell crack.
Yeah, like my
I'm a drug-
GTA player. Yeah, just like a big American
Why
flag.
does
bald
my
eagle.
GTA player has a beard, and I don't know why, because I'm clean shaven now. Well, this is a week, but you can't really tell.
I don't know, man. My
I don't know.
GTA player did not look like me, but I changed it to look like me. It,
I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say it.
yeah.
I'm not gonna.
No, I
Looks
think
like
you looked
Mo-
like you before, Colin.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I had a mod menu, so I just changed appearance. So I just did everything I wanted to. Just be like, screw it.
I guess can you just do that for free?
$100,000?
You don't have a menu. You don't have that. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, it's $100,000 to change character without a mod menu.
Yep.
You don't need a mod menu. I also got a big money drop, so I had that money.
Outros are weird. Segues are weird. Thank you for
What do you
listening.
mean?
Yeah.
Thank you, Aris,
Okay.
for coming on. We're gonna have Aris on.
Thank you
probably.
for having me.
Aris is probably gonna be our first in-person guest because that's what we planned on. But we were like, "Fuck it, let's just do it."
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did want to just come on.
Follow Aris, whatever he wants
Wanted to
us
hop in.
to link him on.
Yeah, like Twitch.
Yeah, Twitch
Yeah.
and me page, maybe? And we can link his... I don't know, man. I gotta plug this up. I gotta plug this, you know? I gotta go tell people about the podcast
Okay.
now.
I am gonna plug this. I will plug this on the meme page. Okay. Once it goes live and everything
Yeah.
and all that. Okay.
But yeah, you can listen
Sick.
to us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Anchor, Pocket Cast, and one
Are we
more.
on title?
So many things. It's
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Jay-Z. We're not on title.
Okay.
But we can be.
Again?
Love
How do we-
Jay-Z.
No,
how
no
do you
one
publish
uses.
the-
No one actually uses title.
Does title have podcasts?
No.
I don't know.
No.
I
Who
forgot
uses
still
title?
existed.
Jay-Z's on Spotify. Who cares now? Which was like a year ago, by the way.
You know, honor societies for things like, you know, music, you know, like select choir and stuff like that, they're so good, but it's very important to get there, you know? You know,
well,
you know, show up to the
where did that come
meetings.
from? I'm not late for anything.
Oh, no,
I'm not late for select choir. I'm definitely not 10 minutes
Totally
late or anything right
not.
now.
That's fine.
Which is why we should get going. Thank you all
Is that
for
us?
listening.
All right.
Thank you for listening to the
Thank you for
Unprofessionalism podcast.
Happy
No, Colin, don't do it.
2021.
Colin, don't do the thing. Okay.
What was the thing?
Okay.
We don't want to ruin our listeners from ever coming back. You know?
Well, no, the listeners are fine. Ben has to edit it out, but I
Yeah.
won't do it.
Happy 2021. Thank you, Aris. Stay
Thank
unprofessional. That's not our slogan. Who cares?
Yeah.